Born Alan Stewart Konigsberg on December 1st, 1935, in Brooklyn, New York, actor, director, and screenwriter Woody Allen legally changed his name to Haywood Allen when he was 17 years old. Coming from an often volatile and loud Jewish middle-class family in the Midwood section of Brooklyn, gave Allen all the material he needed to start writing monologues and performing stand-up comedy while still in high school. His early life of turmoil in an overcrowded apartment would ultimately give him years of fodder for what would become a prolific and award-winning career in motion pictures and screenwriting. It would also give him an intense need for solitude later in life. Allen attended New York University in 1953, promptly failing a course in motion picture production. Discouraged, he dropped out of school and soon began writing for television, including working with Sid Caesar. His work won him an Emmy Award nomination, but Allen grew bored and soon tried his hand at stand-up comedy, becoming popular on the New York City Comedy Club circuit. His comic persona was that of a long-suffering nebbish, a person who is pitifully timid, a personality he held on to throughout the years. A prolific writer and director, Allen often appeared in his own plays and films, including What's New, Pussycat? In 1965, and his first play, Don't Drink the Water, on Broadway the following year. He made his directorial debut in 1966 with What's Up, Tiger Lily? His career really beginning to soar by 1969 with Take the Money and Run. Allen followed with Bananas, 1971, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex, but Were Afraid to Ask, 1972, Play It Again, Sam, 1972, and Sleeper, 1973. The filmmaker also wrote humorous short prose pieces, many of which were originally published in the New Yorker magazine. Allen's career breakthrough came in 1977 with Annie Hall, starring Diane Keaton, with whom Allen became romantically involved. He starred, directed, and co-wrote the movie with Marshall Brickman, and it went on to win 4 Academy Awards, including for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Screenplay. Manhattan, released in 1979, was his homage to his beloved New York City, a setting for many of his future films. Over the next 2 decades, Allen produced mostly hits and some misses, and a combination of comedies and drama, including 1982's A Midsummer Night's Sex Comedy, the first of Allen's films to star his new love, Mia Farrow. In 1986, Hannah and Her Sisters earned Allen his 2nd Oscar, Best Original Screenplay, and broke box office records, taking in $18 million. He and Farrow maintained a relationship during this period, but never married. They did have 1 biological child together, a son named Satchel, now Ronan, in 1987, and adopted 2 other children, a daughter named Dylan and a son named Moses. By the 1990s, Allen was ignoring Hollywood for the most part, producing low-budget films that included Husbands and Wives, 1992, Bullets Over Broadway, 1994, Mighty Aphrodite, 1995, and Sweet and Lowdown, 1999. Allen began the new millennium with a string of comedies and mixed reviews, including Matchpoint in 2005, Vicky Cristina Barcelona in 2008, and the romantic comedy Midnight in Paris in 2011, for which he won the 2012 Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. To Rome with Love, a 2012 episodic comedy that featured an international cast, marked his first on-screen role in 6 years. 2 years later, Allen was nominated for an Academy Award in the category of Best Original Screenplay for the film Blue Jasmine, 2013. In 2014, Allen released the romantic comedy Magic in the Moonlight, which starred Colin Firth. In 2015, he turned back to drama with the release of his film Irrational Man, which brought together Joaquin Phoenix and Emma Stone in the starring roles. Allen followed with 2 period pieces, Café Society, about 1930s, Hollywood, and Wonder Wheel, set in 1950s Coney Island. A Rainy Day in New York, starring Timothée Chalamet, Elle Fanning, Selena Gomez, and Jude Law, marked a return to familiar romantic comedy territory for the director. After original distributor Amazon Studios refused to release the film, A Rainy Day in New York finally appeared in theaters in Europe in summer 2019. Allen made tabloid headlines in 1992 by dating and eventually marrying then-girlfriend Mia Farrow's adopted daughter, Soon-Yi Previn, marking the start of a contentious 2-year custody battle. Farrow eventually won sole custody of their children, and Allen was ordered to pay $3 million to Farrow. Allen and Soon-Yi, who married in 1997, adopted 2 daughters, Beche and Manzi Teo. In a 2015 interview with NPR, Allen said of his relationship with Soon-Yi, "I've been married now for 20 years and it's been good.